Good morning all of you. My name is Ashutosh Rastogi and today we are going to discuss about Boolean algebra and expression for a logic circuit. That is how we will going to evaluate the expression for any given logic circuit. So these are the outlines. We are going to start up with the introduction to the Boolean algebra. Then we will going to discuss about Boolean operations as well as expressions. What are the various laws according to which your Boolean algebra governs. Then we will going to describe the De Morgan's theorem. Then we will going to finally conclude via Boolean analysis of logical circuits, Boolean expression for a logic circuit, and construction a truth table for a logic circuit via some example. So here in this particular slide, we will try to give a brief historic overview about Boolean algebra, that who has invented it. So in 1854, logical algebra was published by George Boole. So this would have been called as the father of your Boolean algebra, which is actually known today as your Boolean algebra. So it was made by this Boole, and on the name of Boole we are calling them as a Boolean algebra. So Boolean algebra is a convenient and systematic way of expressing as well as the analyzing the operations of logic circuits. So we had already gone through, or we have taken the foundation of various logics. Here we are talking about only two value of signals, that is high value of signal or low value of signal. So we had also seen certain different logical operations that would have been performed on the digital signals, such as OR, and NOT operations. So in 1938, Claude Shannon was the first one to apply the Boole's work to the analysis and design of logic circuits. So Claude Shannon was the first person who has applied this Boolean algebra concepts. So in order to analyze or understand what Boolean operations and expressions, first we need to understand about various key terms, what are they and what is their values. So we are mainly having three terms. Number one is your variable. So a variable is nothing but it is a symbol used to represent a logical quantity. So in our earlier lecture also, whatever variable names such as a, b, c, d, or you could say your x, y, z, all these forms would have been called as your variables, which could take any binary value, that is either high or low. So those are being called as your variables, so whose value will get vary or get changed either high or low. Then second one is the complement. Complement is the inverse of a variable and is indicated by a bar over the variable. So suppose we will be having a variable a, then its complement would have been represented as a bar, and its value is actually inverted from its actual one. That is, suppose if you have a is equal to 1, then the value of a bar will be equal to 0 and vice versa. So the representation of complement will be as your bar sign. Then third one is your literal. So literal, a variable or the complement of the variable. So individually whatever expressions we have, that is a plus b plus c, or a plus b bar c, or you could say your c plus d bar a. So each and individual element, that is whether we are talking about a, b, c, or even its complemented form c bar, d bar, e bar, so all those individual terms would have been called as your literals. So hopefully you have get the insight about variable, complement, and the literals. What are they? Since they will going to give the insight about how a logical circuit will going to get functional. So it basically provides a deeper understanding about your digital circuits, that how they will going to get the outcome. So now we will going to discuss Boolean addition. What is that? So Boolean addition is equivalent to the OR operations, as we had already discussed the basic operations on the digital signals or binary signals such as OR, and NOT operations. So Boolean addition is equivalent to the OR operation, that is we have to perform the addition operation of both the literals or variables. So this particular figure is showing that this is your input 1, this is your input 2, and if both the inputs value is 0, then the outcome or the summation addition value would also equal to 0. In the similar manner, if one input is 0 and another input is 1, in that particular case the output of this OR operation turns out to be equal to 1. And in the similar manner, if first input is high and second input is low, in that case also outcome will be high and when both the inputs are high, then also the output will be high. So this particular operation we have already seen in our OR operation, and we had also studied about its characteristic table and its truth table. So some term is produced by an OR operation with no AND operation involved. So this is actually being showing that the sum operation would have been performed with the help of OR gates, and we will not going to involve any sort of AND operation, or you could say any product operation get involved. So for example, we can say that A plus B, or you could say A plus B bar, or you could say A plus B plus C bar, or A plus B bar plus C plus D bar. So all these examples are actually representing that we will be having multiple inputs OR gates. So depending upon those inputs values, we can get this OR outcome. So a sum term is equal to 1 when one or more of the literals in the term are 1. Please keep in mind, here we are using the term literal. So literal could be your either in its variable form or in its complemented form. So individual characters, you could say that we are calling them, or we are calling them as your literals. So here one more important point is, when any of the input is high, then the outcome will be high. A sum term is equal to 0 only if each of the literal is 0. So when all the inputs are 0, then only the outcome of your OR operation will be 0, otherwise it will be high in all other cases. So now we are going to discuss about Boolean multiplication. So Boolean multiplication is equivalent to the AND operation, and we basically going to apply or form this multiplication operation with the help of AND gates. So here also these are showing basically the AND gates, and these are showing the different sort of input that we will going to apply on our AND gate. So when these two inputs, that is input 1 and input 2, if both are 0, then output will be 0. When first input is 0 and second input is high, the product of 1.0, that is also equal to 0. In the similar manner, first input is high and second input is low, then also output will be 0. And if both the inputs are high, then only the input will be higher. So the product term is produced by an AND operation with no OR operations involved. So here also, since we have to produce a multiplication operation, so we can produce this multiplication operation without the involvement of any addition operation, or you could say your OR operations. So example of your Boolean multiplication would have been considered as your AB, or you could say your AB bar, ABC bar, or you could say AB bar, C, D bar. So these all are the examples of your Boolean multiplication. So here what is so peculiar about it, the product term is equal to 1 only if each of the literal in the term is 1. So when all the inputs are equal to 1, then only the outcome will be 1, else the outcome will be 0, or you could say the product term will be 0 when any of the input is 0. So a product term is equal to 0 when one or more of the literals are 0. This is what I'm trying to explain you. So the basic laws and rules of Boolean algebra. So this particular slide we will going to discuss several laws. So here we have only showing the names of different laws over which your Boolean algebra functions. So we are going to take them all one by one. So the basic laws of Boolean algebra are being called as the commutative law, the associative law, and the distributed law. So all the Boolean algebra are actually following these laws. So we are going to take up one by one. So number one is your commutative law. So the commutative law of addition for two variables would have been written as a plus b is equal to b plus a. That is, whenever we will going to change the order of your addition, it will not going to change our outcome. Since this particular figure is also showing the same thing, if the first input is a and the second input is b, then the outcome will be equal to a plus b. It is more or less equivalent to when we are going to apply first input as a b and second input as a, the outcome will be b plus a. So in both the cases, when you will going to change the order, then also it will not going to alter or change the output. So this particular law would have been called as your commutative law. So this is commutative law of addition, and in the second point is saying that showing the commutative law for multiplication of two variables would have been written as a dot b, that will be equal to b dot a. So this particular commutative law also get functional in your AND operation also, or you could say your multiplication operation also. If we will going to change the order of multiplication, the outcome will not get altered, or output will get remain same. So A dot B, when first input is A, second input is B, the product outcome turns out to be A dot B, which is equivalent to when first input is B and second input is A, outcome turns out to be B dot A. So here A dot B, that will be equal to B dot A. So output will remain unchanged. So these two laws for addition as well as multiplication. So this basically represents the commutative law, which basically deals with the change of order. The change of order of variable inputs will not going to alter the output of any digital circuit, or you could say your AND or OR operations. So next law is your associative law. So the associative law of addition of three variables is written as A plus B plus C, that will be equal to A plus B plus C. So here you could easily observe that the only difference between these two expressions is the positioning of this braces. So associative law states that when you will going to perform this addition operation, so the order of addition, that is first you will going to add B plus C and then you will going to add up with A, and if in the another manner or in the second phase, what you could do is you can perform the addition of A plus B first and then you will get added with the C. In both the cases in which you are basically changing the order, the outcome will remain invariant. So this is the associative law for the addition of three variables. So here also in this particular figure it is describing the same thing. So here this expression, first input to your OR gate is your A and the second input to your OR gate is your B plus C. So how we are going to evaluate this B plus C? We will going to apply the input B and C to this particular OR gate and the outcome turns out to be B plus C. So this OR gate is again having two input, that is your first input is your A and second input is your B plus C. So outcome turns out to be A plus B plus C. Whereas this particular figure is showing the realization of this particular expression, that is first we need to take the addition of A plus B. So this particular OR gate outcome will be equal to A plus B, since its input, first input is A and second input is B, and the second input of this second OR gate will be C only. So and its first input is A plus B, so the outcome turns out to be A plus B plus C. So it will not going to alter the outcome, or the outcome will remain same. So this is basically showing the associative law for addition, or you could say your OR operations. And in the similar manner, the associative law of multiplication for three variables can also be written as, or you could say it is also been applicable for your AND operations or multiplication operations, which is also being known as the associative law of multiplication. So here also A dot B dot C, that will be equal to A dot B dot C. So either first you have to multiply this second and third input and then multiply it with this first input, or in the second manner what we are doing it, we are first multiplying first and second and then we are multiplying with the third input. So in both the cases output will remain same. So this is the implementation of this associative law of multiplication of three variables. So here also the changes occurs in this braces sign only, which will basically going to define the order, that which particular operand or which particular operation we have to perform first. So in this particular case we have to first multiply B and C. So this particular first gate, the first input is B and second input is C, and the AND operation will going to perform, the outcome turns out to be your B dot C, or you could say your BC, and the first input to second AND gate will be equal to A and the outcome turns out to be A dot B dot C. So this particular figure is showing the implementation of this particular expression, that is first we need to multiply AB and then we are going to multiply with C. So this first AND gate is having the input of A and B and its output turns out to be AB, and the second input to this second AND gate, that is equal to C, and it will get multiplied with AB. So the outcome turns out to be AB dot C. So ordering basically not going to change the outcome of are AND operation, or you could say your OR operations, or you could say your multiplication as well as addition. So this particular shows the associative law, and all our Boolean algebra are following these laws. So third one is your distributive law. So the distributive law is written for three variables, which is as follows, that is a multiplied with b plus c, that will be equal to ab plus ac. So we have just simply multiplied it with your a of both this OR operation. So this is basically showing the combination of AND as well as OR operation. So how we are going to evaluate it? That expression will be equal to a multiplied with b plus a multiplied with c. So this will be the outcome of your given expression. So this is known as the distributive law. That is how your multiplication and OR operation, or you could say AND operation, will get distributed. So this is the implementation of this expression, that is x is equal to a times of b plus c. Here x is the outcome of this particular expression. So first we will be using a OR gate, that is whose first input is b and second input is c. So this is shown at here, and the outcome of this OR gate will be equal to b plus c, and the second input to this AND gate, that will be equal to a, and the first input is b plus c, and here at the output of this AND gate we will going to get this a times of b plus c. So in the similar manner, it is equivalent to your AB plus AC. So it could also be implemented as, here A dot B, we need one AND gate, again AC we need another AND gate, and to add both these expressions we need a OR gate, or you could say your OR operation. So to evaluate this AB, we'll going to use this particular AND gate whose one input is A and second input is B. Whereas in order to evaluate AC, we're going to use second AND gate whose first input is A and second input is C. So then we will going to combine them in the OR operation, and we're going to get the outcome as X, or you could say the output expression turns out to be AB plus AC. So this is our distribution law. So now basic rules of Boolean algebra. Obviously you need to remember all these expressions, or you could say that all these results. It will going to help you out while solving various Boolean algebra problems. So when we are going to perform the addition operation of any literal with 0, that turns out to be that literal only, that is a plus 0 turns out to be a, and when we are going to add any literal with 1, the net outcome will be equal to 1. That is whatever value of, whether we are talking about a bar or a or c or c bar, whatever literal we are using, if we are going to add up with this 1, then the net outcome will be equal to 1. So third property is actually showing whenever you will going to multiply any literal value with the 0, the outcome will be 0. Fourth property states that whenever you will going to multiply or you will going to perform AND operation with any literal with the 1, the outcome turns out to be that literal only, that is a dot 1, that will be equal to a, and if you are using a bar dot 1, that outcome turns out to be a bar. Fifth property is stating that whenever you will going to add the literal with the same literal value, the net outcome turns out to be a. It does not turns out to be 2a. Please keep in mind, whenever a will going to add up with this a, the outcome will be a, or you could say that whenever we are going to add b bar with b bar, the outcome will not be equal to 2b bar, it will be equal to b bar only. So please keep in mind, it is also one of the most important property of your Boolean algebra. Then sixth property is stating that the literal addition with its complement literal value turns out to be 1. So a plus a bar turns out to be 1. So seventh property is stating that whenever you will going to multiply the literal with its same value or its same valuation, so that turns out to be a only, just like your property number 5. So here whenever we are going to perform OR operation, we are going to again have this same literal value, and in multiplication operation also we will going to have the same literal. Please keep in mind, here a dot a will not be equal to a square, so a dot a, that will be equal to a. Then a dot a bar, that will be equal to 0, since a bar is the complement of this particular a and it could only take two values, that is either 0 or 1. So if a is 1, then a bar will be equal to 0, and if a is equal to 0, then a bar is equal to 1. So in any of the case, the outcome of this product terms, that turns out to be your 0. Then the bar of a bar, that will be equal to a, and 10th property is stating that a plus ab, that will be equal to a. So this is very peculiar property, and we have to use this property in solving many of the problems. So it is one of the most important property. So its proof is quite easy. What you can do is you can simply take the a as the common, and you are left with this. When you will going to take a as a common, what you are left with? You are left with 1 plus this b, and from property number 2 you can say that 1 plus b turns out to be 1, and wherever you will going to multiply with a with 1, your outcome will be a. So this is the simple proof of this particular property. In the similar manner, a plus a bar b, that will be equal to a plus b, and a plus b, when it will get multiplied with a plus c, then the outcome turns out to be a plus bc. So these 10, 11 and 12, these properties are very important property or rules of your Boolean algebra, and it will going to be very helpful while solving these Boolean algebra problem. So here a, b and c can represent the single variable or the combination of variables. So this thing has to be noted. So now we will going to discuss the De Morgan's theorem. So De Morgan's theorems provide the mathematical verification of the equivalency of NAND and negative OR gates, and you could also say that the equivalency of NOR and negative AND gate. So this is basically showing the equivalence relationship between the NAND and negative OR gate, or you could say your NOR, that is your negative AND gate. So let us discuss about the De Morgan's statement and what do you mean by that. So the complement of two or more ANDed variables is equivalent to OR of the complements of the individual variables. So it could easily be represented with this particular expression. Whenever we will going to perform the NAND operation of two literals, or you could say your variables, that is your x dot y, and we're going to perform this NAND operation, that will be equivalent to your negative OR. So negative OR, what do you mean by that? So this multiplication operation will get equivalent to your addition, and we'll be having this bar value, that is means by this negative, and OR is representing this particular operand. So x dot y whole bar, or NAND of x dot y, that will be equal to x bar plus y bar. So this is what we are saying in our first point. And the second point, the complement of two or more odd variables is equivalent to the ANDed of the complement of the individual variables. So this would have been easily represented with this particular expression, that is whenever we are going to perform the OR or addition operation between x and y, and we have to perform this bar, that will be equal to negative ANDed operation, that is x bar dot y bar. So both these expressions are equivalent to each other. So this is what our De Morgan theorems is, and De Morgan has actually proved that. So these theorems or De Morgan's theorems are also very crucial as well as important, and we need to understand them properly. So let us do an exercise on the De Morgan's theorem. So suppose we have to apply De Morgan's theorems to the given expressions. So what will be the De Morgan's expansions of x dot y dot z to the whole bar? What we could write is, so here AND operation will get converted into odd operation, or the with the negative sign. So that turns out to be your x bar plus y bar plus z bar. So that will be the De Morgan's expression of this particular expression, or you could say your De Morgan's expansion of this particular expression. In the similar manner, as you know that De Morgan has already stated that here odd operation will get converted into your negative AND operation. So here this x plus y plus z to the whole bar, that turns out to be x bar multiplied with y bar multiplied with z bar. So this is the De Morgan's expression. And in the third case also, here also this plus sign will get converted into your ANDed operation, and we again have to perform the barred operation, whatever expression we're going to have is. So here x bar whole bar multiplied with your y bar again bar multiplied with z bar again bar. So as per the different properties of Boolean algebra that we have discussed in our earlier slide, so x bar, the bar of x bar would be equal to your x. In the similar manner we can write x y, and for z double bar we can write it as your z. So the according to De Morgan's theorem, the valuation of this particular expression turns out to be x, y, z. In the similar manner, as we know that this AND operation will get converted into your OR operation, which is nothing but your addition, and here also we'll be having w bar, x bar, y bar and z bar. So we have to perform this, that is your w bar whole bar ANDed operation will get converted to your OR operation, that is your plus again your x bar again bar plus y bar again bar plus z bar again the bar of z. So again from the Boolean algebra expression we can write w bar again bar, that turns out to be your w plus x, and the value of bar of y bar, that turns out to be your y, and the value of bar of z bar, that turns out to be your z. So this is the expression after expansion with De Morgan's theorem. So this expression and this expression are equivalent to each other. So now let us discuss Boolean analysis of logical circuits, how we can perform that. So Boolean algebra provides a concise way to express the operation of a logic circuit formed by the combination of logic gates. So obviously these logic circuits, or you could say your digital circuits, would have been formed off with the help of certain combination of logic gates, since it is the basic entity of your digital circuits. As we had already discussed that it performs your AND, OR and NOT operations so that the output can be determined for various combinations of input values. So to derive the Boolean expression for a given logic circuit, begin at the leftmost input and work towards the final output, writing the expression for each gate. So we have to start it with your extreme left option, and then we have to evaluate it out the individual gates outcome, and we are actually moving from our extreme left towards your extreme right, and when we came out at the extreme right, the final expression we are going to get it. So let us quickly understand it with some example, that here at this first moment we'll be having these two inputs C and D. These are the inputs of your AND gate, and the AND operation of C dot D turns out to be CD. So in the second phase we'll be having this another input B, which will going to enter into this OR gate. So we have to perform the OR operation between this B and this CD. So that turns out to be B plus CD. Then again this is the input to this AND gate, and second input to this AND gate is your A. So the net outcome of this particular AND gate turns out to be A times of this complete expression, that is your B plus CD. So this will be the exact outcome, or you could say the final outcome of the digital circuit. So constructing a truth table for the logic circuit, how we are going to construct the uh, truth table for the logic circuit. Once the Boolean expression for a given logic circuit has been determined, as we have discussed in the last slide, the truth table that shows the output of all possible values of the input variables can be developed. So obviously, as we have determined the characteristic equation or the outcome of your output value, then we have to form its truth table, which contains all the possible values of the given input and how those given inputs will going to alter or change our output, what will be the output value. So all these things would have been structured in the table that is known as the truth table. So let us take the previous circuit as the example here, that the outcome or the derived outcome turns out to be, characteristic equation turns out to be A times of B plus CD. So there are four variables, that is your A, B, C and D. So hence there are 16, or you could say 2 to the power 4 combinations of values are possible. Since we are dealing with the binary signals, so these binary signals can only take two possible values, that is your either 0 or 1. So the total number of combinations that would have been formed with the help of these given four variables, that turns out to be 2 to the power 4, that is equal to 16. So we can have 16 different combinations of these ABCDs. So evaluating the expression, how we will going to evaluate the expression? To evaluate the expression A times of B plus CD, first find the values of the variables that makes the expression equal to 1 using the rules of the Boolean add and multiplication. So whatever rules we have discussed about addition and multiplication, we need to find out that what are the different possible values of A, B, C, D, which will going to make this particular expression is equal to 1, or at what places or at what combination of different variables the outcome turns out to be 1, we have to evaluate that. So in this case, the expression equals to 1 only if A is equal to 1 and B plus CD is equal to 1. So since if you closely observe that this is the ANDed operation of this particular expression and this particular expression, or you could say the variable. So as we all know that in AND operation, the outcome will be high only when both the two outcomes or when both the two inputs are high. So that is A is equal to 1 and B is equal to 1. When this will be the case, then only the outcome will be 1, otherwise outcome will be 0. So we can again going to frame certain other cases, that is A times of B plus CD, that is equal to 1.1, that is equal to 1. So this is what I am talking about. So now determine when this B plus CD turns equal to 1. So in what case your B plus CD terms equal to 1. So here from the last expression we can easily follow that whenever capital A is equal to 1, then only the possibility occurs that our net outcome turns out to be equal to 1. So for all the values where we need the outcome as a high, the value of A should be high only. So in the second point, that is B plus CD terms, when this will equal to 1, so we know that this is your odd operation. So in odd operation, the basic phenomena or basic term is something like whenever any one of the input is high, then the output will be high. Or you could say that it will be equal to 0 when and only when, or you could say if and only if both these terms, that is B and CD, they are equal to 0. Apart from that, always B plus CD turns out to be equal to 1. So the term B plus CD equal to 1 if either B is equal to 1, or you could say that CD is equal to 1, or if both B and CD are equal to 1 because of the odd operation. So B plus CD, that will be equal to 1 plus 0, that is also equal to 1. B plus CD, that is again 0 plus 1 is also equal to 1. B plus CD, that is again 1 plus 1 equal to 1. So the term CD is equal to 1 only if C is equal to 1 and D is equal to 1, since again this is signifying your ANDed operation. So this term will be equal to 1 if and only if C and D both are equal to 1. So we can easily write the expression when this A times of B plus CD equal to 1, when A is equal to 1 and B is equal to 1 regardless the value of C and D. And in the second case, when the value of A is equal to 1 and C is equal to 1 and D is equal to 1, regardless the value of the b. So in these two cases, the net outcome of our expression will be equal to high, or you could say your 1. So expression a times of b plus cd will be equal to 0 for all other values of the combination of all the variables. So with this deductions, we can simply frame the truth table. So here we will be having the inputs, that is a, b, c and d. So we have performed different combinations 0 0 0 0 0 0 1. So this is basically signifying the net value of the different variables. So these are the different combinations of zeros and ones. So we will be having 16 different combinations. So in this particular aspect, the net outcome will be high when all a, b, c, d are high. When a, b and c are high and d is equal to 0, then also expression is high. Whereas when a and b as well as c, they are, as well as d, in this particular case also expression will be high. When a and b both are high, then also output will be high. If a is high, c and d they are high, then also expression is high. So these are the only 5 cases where our complete expression will be high and it will be low in all other cases. So this is how we will going to evaluate its truth table. So putting the results in the truth table format, we are going to have is a times of b plus cd, that is equal to 1. So when a is equal to 1 and b is equal to 1, regardless the values of c and d, the net expression will be equal to 1. So when a is equal to 1 and c is equal to 1 as well as d is equal to 1, regardless the value of b, the expression outcome will be 1. So this is what we have discussed. So this is how we will going to construct the truth table for the logic circuits. So these are the references. Hopefully you will get the insight about the Boolean algebra, its various principles, De Morgan's theorems, as well as different laws over which your Boolean algebra is based upon. Thank you very much for your patient hearing.